The PLNU pitching staff consists of only 12 pitchers, and unfortunately only 8 of them are healthy right now. So to put that into perspective for you, there's about 50 games that they played this season. That averages out to about 400 innings that these guys are going to have to throw, and with only 4 starters, that means that there is a definite need for relievers. I'm Annie Miller, and you're watching Pitching 101 with relievers Garret, Levsen, and Brett Carlile.
What?
Can we get a blooper roll?
Okay.
Yeah, in, yeah, bird. Is that my
Okay, guys.
bird? Mockingbird.
Well, typically, we do everything that all the rest of the pitchers do before the games, play a long toss, stretch, play some games on the side, and then once the game gets going, we're in there either doing stat sheets or just in having conversations with some of the players. And then pretty much once we get later on into the game and we get either a head nod from Coach Gunther or Coach Schaefer to come run down to the bullpen, get warm as fast as we can if we need to, and then get into the game if we have to. And we never really know how many times a week we're going to throw or when we're going to throw. So it's just kind of making sure we're ready to go whenever we need to be ready.
It could be stressful at times. Me, I have a little bit more of a better idea just because I'm a closer. So if we're winning and we're up by obviously like 1 to 3 runs, 1 to 4 runs, most of the time I'll be going down to the bullpen like 7th or 8th inning and be ready by the 9th. If we're killing a team or we're getting killed, hopefully we're not usually doing that, but then I'll usually know that I'm not going to pitch today, so I put more emphasis on trying to cheer on my teammates.
I think the toughest situation is coming in just with bases loaded. It's a little bit stressful because although the runners that are on base aren't necessarily your runners, you still want to do the absolute best for your team, keep us ahead, and you really almost feel like, at least for myself, I try to almost work harder just so then that way you're kind of saving someone else or helping someone else out to get through the inning. But I think almost any time you come into the game, it's no matter what, there's just as much pressure. You don't want to allow a run and keep your team in it.
For me, it was definitely when Sam threw his 6 2/3 no-hitter, and I was in the bullpen getting ready, and I really wanted him to get the no-hitter, but he was just done. His arm was getting tired, and had the bases loaded, and I was like, well, I guess I gotta get out here and hopefully not give up the hit. And came in and just told myself, just bear down and throw some strikes and get this out. And it ended up happening, so that was pretty cool. But that was definitely the most stressful situation I've been in.
For myself, I throw 3 pitches. I throw my fastball, changeup, and a slider. Primarily, I throw a 2-seam fastball, so I try to get a little more run on the ball. My changeup, I throw it a little bit differently than most pitchers. They'll either go with like a circle change or even more just of a palm grip, and I just kind of hold it really loose in my hand and let it kind of dive down to the ground a little bit, kind of like a splitter. And my slider is not my predominant pitch. Mostly I use my changeup as my off speed, but when needed to, my slider just tries to break away from the righties a little bit inside on the left-handers.
I got a plethora of pitches: spitball, Vaseline ball, knuckleball. But mostly I stick with my fastball, my curveball, and my changeup. Mostly I stick with a 4-seam grip. My changeup's a little different. I throw a split. And my curveball is more of a 12-6. It's not really a slurve or across the plate. It just goes straight down. But those are usually I'll stick with fastball, curveball though.
Do you play any video games?
Oh,
All
yeah,
the time.
100%.
What do you play?
MLB The Show.
And who's better?
I mean, it's basically
It's
back and forth.
It's pretty split a lot of the times.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a good
I mean,
time.
We also beat up on our other roommate, Clinton Harwick, and but yeah, between that, me and Brett will just rattle him and try to get the best of him.